You know the feeling. It usually starts around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. You are sitting at your desk, or maybe you have been standing in line at the grocery store, and suddenly, you become aware of a heavy, throbbing pressure in your lower legs. It feels as if someone has strapped 5-pound weights to your ankles. You look down, and the definition of your ankle bone has disappeared. It has been replaced by a puffy, swollen mass. You try to wiggle your toes, but they feel stiff like little sausages. And the worst moment comes when you finally get home and take off your shoes. You peel them off, and there it is. The deep, red indentation of your socks cut into your skin. A line that stays there for 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes. This is not just cosmetic. It is uncomfortable. It is painful. It makes you feel sluggish and old. It makes you dread putting on shoes. It makes you want to hide your legs. This condition is called edema. It is the medical term for fluid retention. Basically, your body has turned into a stagnant swamp. The water that should be flowing through your kidneys and out of your bladder is instead leaking into the soft tissues of your feet, trapped by gravity and a sluggish circulatory system. When you go to a traditional doctor for this, they might prescribe a diuretic pill, a water pill. These work, but they come with a cost. They strip your body of potassium. They can damage your kidneys over the long term. They leave you dehydrated and dizzy. But what if I told you that nature has provided a diuretic that is arguably safer and more effective for this type of daily swelling than anything you can buy at a pharmacy? What if I told you that there is a common green herb, something you probably ignore in the supermarket or use just as a garnish, that has the power to flush that excess water out of your system in a matter of hours? And what if we combined that magic potion with a simple gravity-defying physical technique that physically drains the swamp, forcing that old, tired fluid back into circulation so it can be eliminated? I am Dr. Caroline Bennett, and today we are going to talk about how to reclaim your ankles. We are going to talk about how to stop walking around on heavy, waterlogged feet. We are going to explore the power of parsley tea. Yes, parsley. The humble herb that sits on the side of your plate is actually a powerhouse of kidney function. And I am going to teach you the legs up the wall protocol. Together, these two solutions form a pincer movement against edema. One works chemically from the inside. The other works physically from the outside. By the end of this video, you will have a complete blueprint to lighten your step and dissolve that puffiness for good. If you are ready to stop feeling like you are walking through mud, if you are ready to see your ankle bones again, stay with me. We are about to turn the tide on fluid retention. To understand why your feet swell, you have to understand the battle between your heart and gravity. Your heart is an amazing pump, pushing blood down to your toes with ease. But getting that blood and fluid back up to the heart is a much harder task. It has to fight gravity every inch of the way. Your veins have tiny little valves that act like one-way doors to stop the blood from falling back down. And your calf muscles act as a second heart. Every time you walk, they squeeze the veins and pump the fluid up. But in our modern life, we break this system. We sit for 8 hours a day. Or we stand still in one spot. The calf muscle stops pumping. The fluid stagnates. The pressure builds. And eventually, the liquid portion of your blood leaks out of the veins and into the tissue. That is the swelling you see. It is literally trapped water. This is made worse by the modern diet. We eat mountains of sodium, processed foods, breads, sauces. Sodium holds onto water like a magnet. For every gram of excess salt you eat, your body holds onto huge amounts of water to dilute it. You are literally pickling yourself. So, how do we break the cycle? We need to tell the kidneys to open the floodgates. Enter parsley, Petroselinum crispum. Most people think of parsley as a decoration. But in traditional herbal medicine, it has been used for centuries as a potent aquaretic. Notice I said aquaretic, not just diuretic. A traditional medical diuretic forces you to pee out sodium and water, but it often takes potassium with it. This is dangerous because your heart needs potassium to beat. Parsley is different. It is rich in compounds called apiol and myristicin. These oils stimulate the kidney specifically to increase urine production and flush out sodium. But here is the miracle. Parsley is extremely rich in potassium. So while it stimulates you to release fluid, it replenishes the very mineral that keeps your electrolytes balanced. It is nature's perfect design. It is also packed with vitamin C and chlorophyll, which help to clean the blood and reduce inflammation in the veins themselves. But you cannot just sprinkle a little parsley on your pasta and expect a miracle. You need a therapeutic dose. You need the tea. The Parsley Tea protocol. Here is exactly how to make it. Precision matters here because the active oils are volatile. If you boil them too hard, they evaporate, and you are just drinking hot green water. The ingredients. You need fresh flat-leaf parsley, Italian parsley. Curly parsley works, but flat leaf is more potent. You need a large bunch. Do not use dried parsley flakes from a jar. They are dead. We need the living enzymes. You need about 4 cups of water. Optional. Fresh lemon and a slice of ginger. The preparation. Wash the parsley thoroughly. It often holds dirt. You can even soak it in a little vinegar water to clean it. Chop it, stems and all. The stems actually contain a higher concentration of the diuretic oils than the leaves. Do not throw them away. Chop the whole bunch into rough pieces. Boil the water. Bring your 4 cups of water to a rolling boil. The infusion. Once the water boils, turn the heat off. This is critical. Do not cook the parsley. Add the chopped parsley to the hot water. Cover it immediately. You must put a lid on the pot. If you don't, the apiol and myristicin will escape in the steam. You want those oils to drip back down into the tea. Steep. Let it sit for at least 20 minutes. The water will turn a pale, golden green. Strain and serve. Squeeze the juice of half a lemon into it. The lemon adds extra diuretic power and vitamin C. The dosage. Drink 1 cup of this tea. You can drink it hot or iced. The taste is vegetal, earthy, and clean. Within an hour, you will notice an increased need to visit the bathroom. That is the tea working. That is the excess fluid leaving your ankles. However, we are not done. We have addressed the chemistry. Now we must address the physics. We have to help that fluid get out of your feet, so the kidneys can process it. The physical technique. Legs up the wall. This is an ancient yoga posture known as Viparita Karani, but you don't need to be a yogi to do it. You just need a wall and 10 minutes. This technique mechanically reverses the effect of gravity. By placing your legs higher than your heart, you turn the tide. The fluid that has been stuck in your ankles all day suddenly has a clear, downhill path back to the core of your body, where it can be reabsorbed into the bloodstream and filtered by the kidneys, which are now stimulated by the parsley tea. How to do it correctly? Find a clear space on a wall. You can do this on your bed if you have a headboard, or on the floor. Sit sideways against the wall, with your hip touching the wall. In one smooth movement, swing your legs up onto the wall as you lay your upper body flat on the ground. Your body should form an L shape. Your back is flat on the floor, your legs are straight up the wall. If this is too tight for your hamstrings, slide your hips back a few inches away from the wall. You should be comfortable. Rest your arms by your sides, palms facing up. The experience. Close your eyes. Stay here for 10 to 15 minutes. As you lie there, you might feel a tingling sensation in your toes and feet. That is good. That is the pressure releasing. You are literally draining the swamp. The blood is flowing out of the congested veins. The lymphatic fluid is moving. I recommend doing this after you have drunk your tea. Why? Because the tea prepares the kidneys. Then you put your legs up, sending the fluid to the kidneys. It is a perfect assembly line of detoxification. The lifestyle shift, stopping the swamp from returning. If you do this tonight, drink the tea, put your legs up. You will wake up tomorrow with ankles that look defined and feet that feel light. But how do we stop the swelling from coming back tomorrow afternoon? We have to look at salt. Salt is not the enemy, but sodium chloride, table salt, hidden in processed food is. When you eat bread, cheese, cold cuts, or canned soups, you are consuming massive amounts of sodium. I want you to try a low sodium experiment for 3 days. Stop eating anything that comes out of a box or a bag. Eat fresh food. Season with garlic, onion, lemon, and herbs, like parsley. But leave the salt shaker alone. The difference in your water retention will be shocking. You might lose 3 to 5 pounds of water weight in just a few days. We also need to look at movement. Remember the second heart. Your calf muscles? They only work when you move. If you have a desk job, you must set a timer. Every hour, you need to stand up and do 20 calf raises. Just lift your heels off the ground, up on your toes and down. Up and down. Pump the pump. This manual activation pushes the fluid up before it has a chance to settle and become edema. And finally, the hydration paradox. It sounds counterintuitive. Dr. Bennett, if I am swollen with water, shouldn't I stop drinking water? Absolutely not. You are swollen because your body is hoarding water. It thinks there is a drought. It is holding on to fluid to dilute the salt. To release water, you must drink water. When you drink plenty of clean, fresh water, you signal to your body that it is safe to let go of its reserves. You flush out the salt. Aim for at least 2 to 3 liters a day. If your urine is dark yellow, you are dehydrated, and your body will swell up to protect itself. A crucial medical warning. I must pause here for a serious note. Most swelling is benign. It is caused by gravity, heat, salt, and inactivity. This is called physiological edema. However, there is pathological edema. Swelling can be a sign that your major organs are failing. If you have swelling in only one leg, and it is red, hot, and painful, do not drink tea. Go to the emergency room immediately. This could be a deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot. If that clot moves to your lungs, it is fatal. If you have swelling that leaves a pit, you press it and the dent stays for a long time. And you also have shortness of breath, trouble breathing when lying flat, or chest pain, this could be heart failure. Your heart isn't pumping strong enough to move the blood. If you have swelling all over your body, including your face and hands, and your urine looks foamy, this could be kidney failure. The protocol I am giving you today is for the common daily heavy legs caused by lifestyle. It is not a cure for organ failure. You must know your body. If the swelling is new, sudden, or accompanied by other symptoms, please see your doctor. The emotional weight of swelling. In my practice, I have seen how edema affects the spirit. It makes you feel heavy. It makes you feel slow. It literally weighs you down. There is a psychosomatic element to water retention. Water represents emotion. Retaining water often relates to holding on to emotional baggage, holding on to the past, or feeling stuck in a situation. When you lie on the floor with your legs up the wall, I want you to use that time for emotional release as well. Visualize the worry draining out of your feet. Visualize the stress flowing out of your body. Say to yourself, I release what is stagnant. I let go of what I no longer need to carry. As you lighten your physical load, you lighten your emotional load. Conclusion. Reclaiming your lightness. You were designed to move with ease. You were designed to have a circulatory system that flows like a rushing river, not a stagnant pond. You do not have to accept cankles or swollen feet as a normal part of aging or working. It is a sign that your system needs support. Parsley tea and legs up the wall. It is simple. It is practically free. And it is incredibly effective. Tonight, when you get home, do not just collapse on the couch. Go to the kitchen. Chop the parsley. Smell that fresh, green, vibrant scent. Brew the tea. Then lie down and put your feet up. Give your body the assistance it is begging for. Watch the swelling disappear. Feel your shoes fit loosely again. Feel the energy return to your legs. If this video gave you hope for lighter, pain-free days, please support this channel. Subscribe so we can continue to explore the pharmacy of nature together. Click the like button. It helps YouTube show this solution to other people who are suffering from swollen feet and don't know there is a natural answer. And share this video. Send it to your mother, your grandmother, or your friend who works in retail standing all day. You might just give them the relief they have been praying for. Walk light, flow freely, and be well. Until next time.